In this video, I want to showcase 6 cool projects that I started but never finished. These range from barely functioning prototypes to a nearly complete game, halted by one minor bug. Let's dive in. The idea for the first game came from a bad game dev video, where he made a fake.io game. His game was a fighting game from a top-down 2D view. Inspired, I thought, hey, why not make a real.io game with actual multiplayer? I dubbed it Dasher.io, a game suspiciously similar to a Gar.io. The concept was simple. You grow constantly, dash into other players to shrink them, but dashing makes you shrink too. The result? A game where everybody ends up an unstable, rapidly diminishing blob. It had a name system that didn't work, multiplayer that barely functioned, and mechanics so broken that they made Humpty Dumpty look like an Olympic gymnast. Oh my god, I love ChatGPT humor. Anyways, 3 out of 10 for a cool idea, but terrible execution. The second game on the list is Party Peeps. Imagine combining party animals and rec room. That's what I was going for. You can even see that I took the name from party animals. The vision was a massive camp/gym/fun center with games like dodgeball, tag, and basketball. I did make a mostly working dodgeball game, a parkour area, and a client-side gamble game where you stand on one of the 3 blocks and hope it doesn't break, because nothing says excitement like gambling on digital squares. I also designed areas for basketball, tag, dodgeball, parkour, and a pointless cafe, because every game needs a place for virtual coffee breaks. I didn't even finish it. I also added multiple Easter eggs around the map, although those were just lame excuses to not actually work on the game. The multiplayer system worked sometimes, but you had to start the game manually instead of my preference of joining an open lobby as in Rec Room, which turned out to be as user-friendly as a brick. I tried to fix it, but I was new to multiplayer, and this was one of my first multiplayer games, as well as being one of my first 3D games. 6 out of 10. Game number 3 is called Manhunt, and it's pretty self-explanatory. One player becomes a hunter, colored orange, placed in a cage for 30 seconds, and given a knife that I stole off the asset store. After the countdown, the hunter tries to find and eliminate the hiders. Feature-wise, this game includes 2 maps, the cabin map and the hills map, a working multiplayer system with lobbies for up to 20 people, and a server-side flashlight you can toggle to avoid revealing your position. The map contains secrets like a basement in the cabin and tunnels under the hills. However, there are many bugs, such as dodgy stab detection, and my lack of knowledge about online games caused even more issues. Instead of using server-side variables, I use a cube that randomly sets its X position to determine the hunter, which I gotta say, is a pretty genius solution. If I had a quarter for every single time I had one of those genius moments, I would have a nickel. In the end though, that system caused even more bugs. Despite this, you could technically call it a game. 8.4 out of 10. With more work, and maybe someone who knows what they're doing, it could have outsold Minecraft. Behold the next game, BeeHold, which started as an idea for a chaos game and evolved into a strategy game. You click and drag bees to change their direction, avoiding obstacles, wasps, or guiding them to flowers to collect honey. Honey is brought back to the hive and used to create more bees, creating a cycle of endless bee creation and honey collecting. In the end, you can have an entire beagle, and one hell of a time trying to make sure that none of them crash. If bees die from obstacles or wasp attacks, you get an end screen with a nice little message reminding you of how you are and options to retry or go home. There were many little features that I spent a lot of time making, like making it that you can only store honey in honey cells and bees in larva cells, and the amount of honey and larva cells that you have changes the amount of honey that can be stored and bees that can be made. I planned 40 levels with various objectives, starting with easy tasks like collecting honey and ending with maybe some kind of boss fight. Although I only made 4 levels, many core mechanics were done, so the level creation would have been faster. Overall, the game was mostly complete mechanic-wise and just needed minor tweaks. 7 out of 10 for a cool idea that just needed more time. At number 5, we have the ChatGPT game, or AI game. I really didn't make a name for it. This game was inspired by Yandere AI Girlfriend Simulator, which also used ChatGPT, and is very similar in goals. You're a prisoner in a police station with 3 ways to escape. Bribe the AI ChatGPT policewoman, escape using parkour and game mechanics, or use a combination of both. If you're caught, you're placed in an inescapable solitary confinement room for a set amount of time, which I named solitary confinement because it sounded much cooler than timeout corner. My game was designed to give the players as much freedom as possible, making them feel like there were an infinite number of ways to escape, although they all started to seem the same after a while, no matter how much work I put into it. I had future plans for earning money used to bribe, unlike the current system where you apparently had unlimited wealth. I also had plans for more in-depth AI integration, like if you do something suspicious, the officer would start asking questions. I would rate this project an 8 out of 10. I learned how to use ChatGPT APIs, and I overall really love this idea. This idea sparked other ChatGPT related games for the future, which I will hopefully make when my motivation isn't outperformed by a dead sloth. And last, but certainly not least, is the game StairBound. This was a project I challenged myself to make in about 3 weeks, with very limited internet access. As you can probably guess, this game turned out to be pretty crappy, although that isn't a surprise, as all my games are. This is one of those games you expect Voodoo Studios or someone like that to release. It's an extremely simple mobile high-score game, where there's a ball bouncing on an infinitely generated set of stairs. Your job is to click and tap at the right time to bounce on stairs and jump over holes and broken stairs, which is basically a fancy way of saying, don't up. I put a ton of effort into it, making things like a smooth looping death and main menu animation, as well as customization and graphic settings. I also made an entire Discord server and hooked it up into the game, although now that I look back on it, this is a mobile game that does not need a Discord server. But whatever, back then I was like 12 and stupid. I'm no longer 12, I'm still stupid. You might be asking, this seems like a finished project. Why and how did you give up on it? The answer is really simple. I built this game in Unity on computer settings, and when I tried to export it, I had to switch it into mobile settings because, surprise surprise, it's a mobile game. But the thing is, mobile devices render things different than computers, and when I switched it to mobile, all the sprites and art looked even worse than usual. I tried to fix this problem for some time, but eventually I gave up. If anybody knows how to fix this, dropping a comment would be greatly appreciated. You should also drop a comment if you think I should finish any of these games. Anyways, those are the 6 games I've abandoned. If you found this video entertaining, consider liking and possibly subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.